As we get started with this tutorial, I will first demonstrate how to set up a personal account. Then I'll demonstrate how to set up a business account with Outlook. So I have a Gmail account. Simply type here under the search bar Outlook 2016. Add my personal email and then click on Connect. Add your password. Click OK. Now in some cases it does not allow you to sign in. In this case, go to your Gmail account, go under the configuration for your Gmail account, and then go under Settings. Go under Forwarding, POP and IMAP. Enable IMAP and the instructions for how to set it up in Outlook. So you'll need to set those in your Outlook. Google considers Outlook as a less secure app. Just go here to my inbox and notice it says review your sign-in attempt. So there are two steps to enable a personal account. We first need to go into the account settings and enable IMAP, but also we need to go into the account settings and allow less secure apps. Under the myaccount.google.com/security, the less secure apps option. So now let's go ahead and try it again here. We'll change the account and then IMAP and all these different settings. Port 993, SSL, for smtp.gmail.com, and then port 465, and then SSL as well. Next, put your password again. Set up Outlook and click OK. Set up an Exchange account. You'll put your business email account. Click on Advanced Options and choose Let me set up my account manually. Next, we click here on Connect, choose Microsoft Exchange. Then put the password, click OK, and you'll be able to access your business email. Now that we are in Outlook, this is the business account. Let's assume that you wanted to add a personal account. You can do that by going under File here, and then choose Add an Account. Follow the same process we did follow earlier for adding a personal account. You can have more than one account, and they will show up here on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, we have the favorite folders. We have the business account here with all the different folders. Then we have a personal account, a Gmail account. Favorite folders are folders from each account that we can mark as favorite. Right-click and choose Show in Favorites. To remove it from favorites, right-click and choose Remove from Favorites. On the top, you'll have the regular menus, just like any other application. You have the File menu, Account Settings, Mailbox Settings, Rules, and such. Then the Home tab, the General Tools, for the context of what you're doing. And this includes creating a new mail message, replying to messages, forwarding them, and dealing with meetings and general things that you'd be doing. Then notice you have the Send and Receive tab, the Folders Viewing tab. There is a Tell Me feature here. Let's say that you wanted to know about the address book and you're not sure where the address book is. You just type address here and then it's going to bring you that option. On the very top, you have here the Quick Access toolbar, a set of tools or icons that you can choose to enable or disable for you to quickly access. You can go to any of those icons, whatever that icon might be, that function that you want, and right-click on it and choose to add it to the Quick Access toolbar. To remove it from there, you can right-click and choose to remove it. Then in each section here of the tab, you also have the subsections. For example, the delete section here, the new creating new stuff, delete stuff, responding to emails, then quick steps of what you want to do with your email. In the middle, this is the actual messages. So we are clicking on the actual folder here for the message, and these are the different messages that we have received so far. Now the message content will actually be displayed by default on the right-hand side. We can either reply from right here or reply to all and forward from here. So these are the controls. We start with the left-hand side with our inbox, the message on the center column, and then replying from over here from the controls on the top. If you wanted to change the view to something other than what you see here, you can do that by going on the View tab. Let's say I want the messages to be viewed in the bottom. I can just choose under the Reading pane the bottom option here. You can choose to show the calendar on the right-hand side, and most of the time that will be there automatically depending on your resolution and your screen. And also you can choose to show the tasks and you can choose to show also the peep pane. On the bottom right, you can zoom in and out. On the bottom left, we have the number of items that we have in our folder and how many messages are unread here. You can use Outlook not only for email, which is this icon right here, or this function right here. You can use Outlook also for the calendaring features, and that's the beauty of it. You can keep track of your own calendar and view other individuals' calendars and make meeting invitations. You can also keep track of contacts, and those contacts can be accessed then from multiple computers and also in your smartphone. You can also keep track of tasks, notes as well from here. So notice all of these options are here on the very bottom left of your window. We go here under Inbox. We are going to send a new message. So I click here on New Message, and notice we have the from and then the to, where it's sending it to. If we want it to send to multiple people, put a semicolon, and then you can put a space, and then type another email address. You have to use a semicolon in there for multiple addresses. And then you'll type the subject. Next, you want to start typing the message. This is basically the message that you want them to read. Remember, spelling nowadays matters. These are some of the tools that have to do with the formatting of the text. And then to attach a file, you'll use the attach file function here. Now to attach a report, while we are in the new message area, we click on attach report. Simply click over here and then add it as an attachment. The other option is to browse my PC here for the attachment and go and find it under Documents, and notice there's sales report here under Documents. And then when you're ready, you press Send. At this point, the message should have been sent. Typically, it goes into the outbox first, and from there, if everything is working correctly, it clears out the outbox. And then if you wanted to see whether it was sent and what was sent, you'd go under the Sent Items folder. In the case where a message was not deliverable, you'll receive an automatic email that it could not be delivered. To delete it, we can do it a couple ways here. We can either click on Delete up here after we have selected the message, or we can click on the little delete option right here. So when you open Outlook, the new messages will be marked in bold color, like this one over here in the top. Click on the actual message. Next, reply to this message, and you can do that by simply clicking Reply here on the toolbar, on the ribbon, or right above the message, press Reply. And from here, you're simply typing the message that you want to send back. And then from here, you'd press Send. And if you needed to copy somebody else, this is where you'd put in their email address. In the case where you want to do more major formatting of this message, you can also click here on Pop Out, and this is where you have more flexibility to format this message in a fancier way. And then we press Send, and that message will be sent out. You want to use Reply All only if you're part of a team, that you're receiving communication, and it is necessary for you to reply back to all the members of the team. We click on Forward, and this is where we can forward this message to somebody else. All you have to do here is just press 2, and then under the recent people, put in their email address, and then press Send when you're ready to send it. If you want to discard the message, of course, notice you have the option for discarding it. Here under the message options, we can go and format this with a variety of different ways, whether we want to change the font, whether we want to change the indentation and the other components here as far as the basic text formatting is concerned. Notice you have the Insert tab, and to insert an attachment, we can choose the latest files that we have been working with. An Outlook item. So for example, an actual message that we have received in the past, simply choose it from there. We could insert a business card if we had one created, the calendar. So today's availability, for example, I'm just going to send the availability as part of this message. Could insert a signature. And the illustrations, it's very similar to it like in Word and Excel and PowerPoint. And we could add pictures, and the pictures could be from the web or wherever, or from the computer. Under Insert as well, now in the later versions, there are also 3D objects that you could insert, and these would be from the web, the Smart Art. These are just predefined infographics to illustrate an idea. You can also insert hyperlinks. Select part of the text, click on Link, add the URL that you want to take them to. To create a new message, we click here on New Email, and then we can simply either type the address of the individual where we want to send this message to, or you can use the address book. The address book, you can access it either from here under Address Book, and it will display the addresses like by clicking on Name Only, or you can click on the To field over here. You can search by last name, double click on it, and it will be added under the To field. Or if I wanted this under the CC field, I can simply click here on CC after having selected this address. Or if I want it in the blind copy field, I can simply search for it, press Go. You can type your subject, and then type your message, and then press Send. To save the message, you click on Save here, and then you can safely close this. Now, when you come back from your meeting, you can simply go here under the Drafts folder, and then you'll see the message that you had from before. Now here you can either keep on typing and add more content to this. Once you're ready, you can press Send here. Add a new email. Go under the signature, click on Signature, click on Signatures again. So we click on New, and then you click OK. Then down here, this is where you can put anything that you want to be inserted automatically. Then over here on the top, pick when do you want to use this signature. Anytime I create a new message, I want to use this signature. And then click OK, and now that signature has been created. Now if I wanted to create other signatures for replying to messages, I could simply come here and choose a new. So you just type the stuff in there. Now notice here it says for new messages under the options, it's going to use the signature for new messages that I created earlier. For replies, I could use the signature for replies. Then I click OK. Now anytime I go here to create a new message, notice my default signature will be created automatically or added. And then if I go to reply to a message, let's say I got this message from earlier, I press reply, notice my reply signature has been entered automatically. To search for the messages going to your account, you can change here to search only the current folder or subfolders and such. Type Lowe's here and then hit enter, and all the messages from Lowe's will be displayed. Now once you find the message, you see it here, you can simply click on it and it will be displayed on the right hand side. If you are getting too many results and such, you can pick to use the current folder. That means that in this case it's going to search only the inbox. If I wanted to search on a specific other folder, just type the word test, and notice there are 2 test messages for the current folder under the sent. If for some reason your search results are not working quite as well, start typing in the search area, and then notice there are additional options here for defining the locations that you want to search, and then the advanced find option where you can specify additional parameters. And right-click on one of the folders here and choose New Folder. Type in there the folder name and then hit enter. Now to move messages from one folder to the other, you can click on the mail message and then click on move up here under the quick steps and then choose to move it to a specific folder and then press save. That's one way to do it. The other way to do this is by simply dragging this message and dropping it in that folder that you want it. To move multiple messages from one folder to the other, you can simply hold down the control key and pick individual messages that you want to move and then drag them to wherever you want to drag them. So to create a rule, you go here under Rules, and I'm on the Home tab at this point. Go under Rules. For example, I have this message here from Lowe's. If I go under Rules, I could just choose Always Move Messages from Lowe's Home Improvement, move them to, let's say, junk mail. Choose the folder that I want them to go to, and then click OK. At this point, it's going to do that for any future messages that come in, as well as apply it to the messages that are in your inbox. The other way that you can create rules is by going here under the Rules area and then create a new rule step by step. So you could say, I want anything from a specific reply or email, or the subject contains specific words in it, so you could have it sent to somebody else. You can also go under Advanced Options, so you can get as granular as you want with this. Then click on Next. Then you can choose what to do with the message. You can run this rule already for the inbox messages, and you can turn this rule on or off. Then press Finish, and now the system should have applied this rule for any messages in the inbox. In my case, if I don't want to receive those anymore, of course, I could either choose to unsubscribe to their site and such, provided they unsubscribe you. But let's assume I don't want to unsubscribe to those messages. Here I can simply right-click and then choose the option to block the sender. The other thing is that I can go here under the junk mail options. I could say choose the level of junk mail that I want to enable in my inbox, and I can choose low or high and such, and it will add them to the junk mail. Here under Save Senders to allow specific emails so that they never end up in the junk mail option, and Save Recipients the same way. And then Blocked Senders, I could add somebody manually here, the email address, to block them from emails coming in. And additional top level domains that you can block from here. So that's controlling the junk mail filters. For this specific message, I could choose junk and then block the sender, and then it says the sender Lowe's@elowe's.com has been added to your blocked senders list, and the messages have been removed from the junk folder. So let's say I have this message called test message, and let's assume this is an important message that I want to follow up with in the future. You can choose to follow up with specific messages, and it will put them in your task list here on the right hand side. So you can flag them, you can double click on the task or in that email, and it will open up the email that you need to follow up with. So notice you have different options here to follow up if you need to change it. Follow up this week, next week, follow up today. The other thing is that you can add reminders for those messages by clicking on Add Reminder. You'll have to choose the time and date when you want a reminder for this message. When you're all set and done with the message, you can either mark it as complete from here, or if you open up the message, you can choose to mark it as complete from here as well, and it puts a check mark. So suppose you're going on vacation for a week or two, hopefully two, right? We want to set up automatic replies. To do that, we go here under File, and then we go here under Automatic Replies. Click on Send Automatic Replies, set the time, the date, and then the end point. So you type your message in there, what you want to be sent automatically. You can copy this as well. And then for people outside of the organization, you can choose whether to send automatic replies as well. And you can use the same one by pasting it in here. Under rules here, you can choose to specify rules and conditions as well, and then click OK. The calendar feature not only allows you to keep track of your own appointments, but it also allows you to schedule meetings with others and invite them to meetings. Here in the bottom left, you also have the option for calendar. And on the right-hand side, you have these different views. To create an appointment, I select the block of time, and then I just type the appointment that I want to create, and then simply hit enter. Another way to create an appointment is by simply clicking here on New Appointment, and then putting the subject. I'm putting more details about my appointment. Notice you have this recurrence option. You want to create a meeting for the 18th of January. Click on the 18th here. It takes you directly to that date. And then pick the time, so 8 to 9, and the meeting has been entered. Once you're in Outlook, then you need to click here on the calendar option. Choose any of those views. Right now it's on the work week. And let's say that for tomorrow, on Wednesday, I want to send a meeting request with somebody else. So I can either click here on New Meeting, or I can simply double-click on this time slot from 10 o'clock, and I can put my details for the meeting, specify the location for the meeting, beginning time, end time. You can put the different requirements for it, and then click here under the Scheduling Assistant. You can click here under Add Attendees, and then I'll add them either as required or optional, and then click OK. Now the system displays their availability and their calendar. The spots in white, that means that they are available. The ones in blue, that means that they are not available. Then once you have selected the appropriate time, you can go back to the appointment area and put additional notes that you want to put in this area. Go here under Insert and insert an attachment, then press Send. The meeting will be added to your calendar. The recipient will receive an email. The email will look like this, and it will basically say, please respond. As a user, you can choose to accept it, mark it as tentative, or decline it. If you choose to decline it, the sender is going to receive an alert that the meeting has been declined. To track the exceptions, just double-click on the appointment. You click on the tracking option, and then you'll be able to see who accepted it and what the responses were. Now, sometimes there might be cases where you need to reschedule the meeting and you want to send an alert to the individuals and such. In that case, all you have to do is go back to your calendar, go back to your meeting, and then change the time and date for the meeting. Then you select the new time, and you go back to your appointment, press Send Update, and then the recipients on their end will receive an email like this. The old date has been crossed out, and you need to respond to it. You can either go here under Share Calendar on the top, click on Share, and then simply put in the email address of the user with whom you want to share. As you're sharing your calendar, you need to define what permissions do you want to grant to them, and then press Send. The recipient on their end will receive an email very similar to this. They'll click on it. Here they'll click on Accept, and then notice under Calendars here, they can view also the distance learning staff account. So we go here under File, and then we go here under Account Settings, and then we choose Delegate Access. We choose the option for Add. We find the account that we want to give delegate access to. We click on Add, and then click OK. Then you click OK here. People module, it used to be called Contacts in the previous versions of Outlook. So we click here on People in the bottom. You can search for these contacts, and then typically it will display the information here on the right-hand side. So that default is the people view, and then if you want the business card, on the left-hand side, you have the options for creating a new contact, then creating a group, deleting the contact, and then scheduling a meeting with that specific individual from here. Now, to create a contact, you click a new contact, and then basically just fill in all this information. You also can add a picture to your contacts by clicking on the picture item right there, locate the picture, then click OK. To create a distribution list, we go here under New Contact Group, and we first have to give a name for this distribution list. Click on Add Members. First, we are going to add this from the contacts that we have in Microsoft Outlook. So click on it. If we go back to here to under Name Only and we browse through all of our contacts, we could simply hold down the Control key and pick whichever individuals we want to add to that distribution list. Then we click on Members, then click OK. Click here on Save and Close. You can double click on it and it will open up that distribution list where you can add more individuals to it or take some individual out from here. Now, to use a distribution list, open the new faculty distribution list by just double clicking on it and then choose here to email them, and type in the subject and then the message. Press Send. You can also send to a distribution list from the email module as well. So if we go back and we click on a new email and then just start typing in here new faculty, you can either hold down the Control key and press K and it'll look it up automatically for you, or you can click here under the To and then search for your distribution list and then click OK. Go back to the email module, go under the View tab, and then enable the People pane normal. And that enables correspondence, all the attachments, all the meetings that you have had with that individual. Notice you can collapse this, and then when you need to, you can bring it up or down and hide it or unhide it. So if we go here on the bottom left under the list of modules, we'll click on Tasks. Tasks can be created as you're viewing the emails. You can go in here and also use follow up. So it's going to put the flag here, but yet those tasks then will show up in the Tasks module. So in the Tasks module, in the top left here, you have the option to create a new task, to create a new email, to delete specific tasks. To create a new task, we can go here under New Task, and then give it a subject, set a reminder, place here details, then click on Save and Close. To send an update for the task, you can simply open up the task here, and then you can choose here the option to send a report. Put the individual's name in there, and then press Send. To mark the task as complete, click here and mark as complete when ready. To assign it, you simply click on the Assign Task. Then you specify who you want to assign it to, and then you have the subject, the details for here and such. Once Hubert, in this case, completes the task, then you'll receive a report, and also you'll be able to see the details of that task from the list of your tasks in your task list. So we press Send here. If you go here on the left-hand side, next to the Tasks item, you should be able to locate the Notes option. So on the Note module, you'll have the notes here on the left-hand side. You have the options to create new notes, to see the different notes. All you have to do is click on New Note here and simply start typing. Share them with other individuals. Share notes here, and they'll be able to access them from Microsoft Outlook on their end. So to back up your Outlook mailbox, you go here under File, and then you go under Open and Export, and then choose Import, Export, and then choose to export to a file. Then we click on Next, choose the Outlook PST, then click on Next, choose where you want to back it up, click on Finish, and then press OK. Go here under File, and then choose Open or Export, and you could open a data file from here, Backup File, and now that backup file that we had from before, it has all the messages, all the stuff that we have. So that's one way to open it. The other way that you can do it is if you don't want a separate data file from here, you can go under File and then choose Open and Export, choose Import Export, and then you can choose to import from another program or a file. So we are just doing the reverse. We click on Next, we choose the data file PST, Next, we find the backup, and then click on Next, and then it will repopulate, it will recreate and add all those items to the same structure of your actual account.